The Morose Mathematician. It took a single phone call to shatter his laws of physics, splitting his heart in two and gifting him with a constrictive ribcage. Finally, he was at the dusty desk again, and though brutal at first, slowly it became like a supportive, sad friend to him. He noticed he might be improving his grief with time. Damn it all! After locking the old shutter, the morose mathematician sat back at his desk, sinking into the old leather chair as if he were one of the upholstered bolts himself, taking in the calming light of the antique lamp. He used to dread the eye rolls from her when he carried on in what could only be respectfully referred to as the tone. The tone was where he got so intent about his numbers, he acted as though he could solve life's deepest questions with them. He didn't know what she meant by that, and she refrained from explaining more than she had. He fired back with, "Why? Because, look, math is pure consciousness. It demands constant improvement and evolution and study. That's why." This memory of his brought with it now the sound of his palms slapping his forehead and the clenching of his teeth as he now heard himself for the jackass that he was, waiting to be put in his place, which she did. "Then why don't you get rid of this? I'm sure there are better, more efficient desks for your studies, and all these books. It's nothing you can't get in condensed format these days, right, Mr. Evolution? Oh, and this lamp? Where is your amazing lantern of the future that saves power and electricity, she inquired knowingly. It's special. The lamp. And the desk, too." "Special? Look, that has nothing to do with what I mean. There is, this has a craftsmanship to it." "A craftsmanship? Well. She folded those arms, and he could see those alluring shoulders draped in dark copper-brown hair. "And to whom did it belong to again?" "It was made for my grandmother." Well, I think that these craftsmen have learned a thing or two since then, when it comes to designing a comfy desk, or they have evolved, if you will, don't you think?" Look, I fail to see what this has to do with your morbid fascination of things that are long finished. This is a desk, but you're clinging to an event that... "You can still get a better desk, dear, a superior desk. Oh, you don't want to, do you?" And she smiled gently in those dark eyes of hers, leaning over to him. "That's fine with me, you. Please, don't try to prove it. It's ridiculous. Now, why don't you toss a little smile this way and get back to your multiplication table?" And off his look of getting wound up by that last remark, she brushed his leg with her fingers and strolled away, haunting him forever. From that day on, he held back from the tone, as if held firm by some strange, otherworldly hands of hesitation that only she knew about. If he believed in such things, he'd say she bewitched him. The morose mathematician took in the calming light of the antique lamp. He spied something in the desk's slot that made his heart knock against the painful rib-cage of his. There was no mistaking it as the banker's lamp hit the strand of copper-brown hair, illuminating it like the piece of priceless silk that it was. Soon it was in his quivering hand and seemed to bring that cursed howler with it, knocking up against the window. The house shifted and moaned. Why did he even reside here? Floorboards creaked as though his panic were embodied in some kind of unspeakable thing about to creep up from behind and pull him down to a world dark and devoid of physics. The creature was closing in on him, and his fears snaked around his ribs, shrinking the cage even tighter. All the while that single strand of dark copper lay out in his shaking hand. He cupped his lips as if to stifle a cry, and the gusts outside began to rattle the glass and scold his weakness as if goading him to run off to his tone. He could hear the tree scratching up the walls outside and the howls of coyotes joining the ghastly symphony. He felt choked with grief and stuck to his old chair. The morose mathematician could take it no more, and his body racked itself in grief. The pain in his chest exploded with his tears, and the long moan of the howler came back through the window. "Hello," he heard it howl. He couldn't say when, but he became aware of arms around him. A woman's hand brushed past his thigh as he felt the quiet rise up around him with strands of long hair blowing past his face. "Hello," said the wind again. His ribs expanded with some kind of unholy freedom. He could breathe again. "Hello," he said back to her, and the morose mathematician tossed her a smile. Hey y'all, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw or heard, please like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, or I'd love for you to go on over to my Patreon and show some love for ghost stories and haunted artwork. And yeah, let's take this journey together. You guys are the best.